You are the best kept secret in your industry, and it's costing you. You're brilliant at what you do, but your online presence is telling everyone the opposite. Imagine you are creating this asset. I call them assets because it is a thing that makes you money. A small detail that makes a shoot more elevated instead of looking like you're trying hard is actually this is for the person who's really great at what they're doing, but their online presence is showing there's a big gap at where they are and where they want to be. So you could tell that the content itself has a lot of value. It's just the way that it's packaged, and it's bringing the quality down. To an elevated client who looks at quality as a measure of how good this product is, they're not gonna look past you. It's gonna be like the same thing as if you were looking for a nice bottle of wine to go to a party. How do you determine that that bottle of wine is good quality and is nice? You're gonna look at price, right? So if you know nothing of wine, you're actually gonna look at the pricing too as an indicator of the quality, but also you're gonna look at the packaging. That's what's gonna draw you in. I'll use a recent client of mine as an example. She is a brilliant woman who has so much experience and is so elevated. It's unbelievable, but she just didn't have any way to express any of this in a format that is suitable for social media, for YouTube. And we created these pieces that she now uses in her portfolio, her website, and it does the talking for her. People are able to work with her easier. They're able to look at these pieces of content, whether it's imagery or videos, and they are so beautiful and they really show who she is. I remember when I first started working with her, I was looking through the website and it was just hard to get a feel for who she is at all because there was no imagery whatsoever. But she has been doing the work in her business for a very long time. Now it's all coming into fruition, and it's just really beautiful to see it all come together and to see how these visuals finally match the person. So a type of post I see women doing right now is these words over photos, and it's doing the talking for them, but not a lot of people have the patience to read. So they started doing these trends now where it's kind of chic and it's like bigger letters and it's like more bite-sized information, but there's lacking of depth. There's no depth, it's hard to connect with that. So what I'd like to see women do more is actually talk on camera. It takes time, it takes practice, and it's weird to just talk to a camera. I understand the weird factor, but if you are speaking to the camera as if you're speaking to that one person behind the lens, I promise you, you're gonna be able to connect with your audience on a whole new, deeper way. You're gonna be able to build that trust, because right now online, trust is very thin, as you know. A small detail that makes a shoot more elevated instead of looking like you're trying hard is actually taking the time to get the client comfortable, because you can tell, I've seen so many videos where you can tell that the client is so not at ease. It looks forced. There's no warm up. They are rushing. So there's no time for that client to get comfortable. There's none of that luxury of time because they're about to be on a camera. So, you don't want to just lights, camera, action real quick, especially if it's your first time meeting them. I don't know who I'm speaking to here. Is this to a content creator or I guess to a client? I guess this is something you would want to look for if you're hiring someone. You don't want to be rushed through. You want someone that has the patience and understanding of what it feels like to be in front of the camera as well. As a creator, I'm always very in tune with my client's energy. So for example, I'm showing her the back of my camera to get a reaction, to see which one she likes. And I'm also looking with her, and I'm realizing sometimes that I am blowing her mind, or I am picking the exact same ones that she would pick because we see the exact same qualities. So sometimes when I see that happening, I already know that I'm gonna pick her photos very well. But also it gives the client a chance to see what's going on, because maybe they'll just now adjust something. They'll see like the back of the camera and go, oh, okay, I know now what to do different. I'm always picking up on these subtle cues and feedback signals that are letting me know that I am on the right track. If an entrepreneur came to me overwhelmed, she is trying everything, she's posting every day. The thing that I would tell her to try different would be, maybe a different platform, maybe a different type of content, maybe try long form content. Maybe there's a topic in her business or the business itself. Could she talk about it for a long time? I would encourage her to look into long form content because, oh my gosh, guys, YouTube, this could be a video in itself, but YouTube is a search engine. And I know like the TikTok and Instagram are starting to become search engines, but YouTube has been around and it's very powerful. If you go on Google and search anything, YouTube videos also pop up as an option. So another great thing is that you can make memberships, you can sell products online, you can monetize your channel, and it's a worldwide reach. I don't think Instagram is even worldwide, whereas YouTube is, and it is one of the biggest search engines in the world, and it's not going anywhere. And your video could be working like an evergreen piece of content for years and years and years. Whereas if you post something on Instagram, it's gonna be gone within 48 to 72 hours, and it's just gonna be lost in the ether, lost in the feed, unless someone goes and like researches you. But really with YouTube, it's so interesting. Some of my videos have actually started to grow 3-4 years later because the topic became popular, or it's season for this topic to talk about this topic. It's interesting how much more evergreen that piece of content is. So if you are burned out, you're working hard when you really shouldn't have to because repetition is hard, why not try a different type of content like long form that does the work for you and continues to work for you, and you don't have to exert yourself so hard. Let's talk about the legacy film that I always talk about. I don't know if this is what everyone else calls it, but I call it your legacy film. This is the video that lives on your website that does the talking for you. So you're not there, you cannot always explain everything. Maybe they just landed on your website. They don't want to read. They can play the video. Some people are auditory, they are visual, and you have a chance to connect. You have a chance to speak as the founder, as the owner of your brand. You can connect with your customer and you can share your mission, your product, or your idea or service. I think this is a really powerful thing that a lot of great websites have, is that legacy video. This legacy video could be an explainer video. So when they land on your website, the customer knows exactly what to do next. It also sells the thing for you. So imagine you are creating this asset. I call them assets because it is a thing that makes you money. Yes, it's an investment to create, but it is going to make you money. Imagine hiring a person 24 hours talking about your brand, talking about what you do constantly. That is what a legacy video does. Vertical video has taken over, but here's the problem. 60% of my viewers have been watching my videos on YouTube TV. So a vertical video is just not gonna work very well there. So what I do as a creator is I always film in horizontal format so that your content can be sliced later, and also you can share across all the different platforms and websites and YouTube. So if I could leave you with one thing or two, you're not behind, you're not bad at this. You're just doing it all by yourself and you don't have to. Being the expert, being the strategist, being the one in front of the camera, being the one behind the camera, and create the caliber of what you're trying to do. Let's be real. It's not really a content problem. It's just too much for one person to hold. And that is what I'm here for, to see you clearly and to build the big picture with you, to film it, the images, all of it, so that when the right person comes along, what they see about you and what you say about yourself and who you are finally matches. And if that resonated, if something within you went silent, then maybe it's time. You know where to find me, and when you're ready, let's build a version of this that finally looks like you.